Center is the first of its kind.
It is.
How did this idea come into play? Where did Habitat for Humanity come up with the fact that they wanted to use furniture that couldn't be sellable to make it sellable?
So all the stock comes from local donors, whether it's people dropping off or corporate donations, and we try to take everything. We try to accommodate all our donors, and then it's all sold in store in order to raise money for the build sites. What we were finding was we'd be getting some really cool pieces of furniture, sometimes antique, sometimes vintage, sometimes just really nice, like solid oak maple pieces that were a little bit dated, sometimes just scratched up, sometimes they just had, a broken drawer or a foot, or they just needed to be cleaned up. And rather than, getting them on the floor and not selling them for very much, we started making a space to refinish them. And it can make the difference between a $5 chair and a $35 chair. So it's a big difference. It's also just a lot of fun.
So if I'm not much of a builder and I really haven't done a lot of DIY myself, especially with tools, it's very intimidating. How can I go about volunteering here?
Oh, it's the easiest thing in the world. So we've got some really great volunteers. We have volunteers who, they've been engineers for 40 years, they're carpenters for 30 years, they're roofers, they're, lifelong hobbyists, and we also have volunteers who've never held a paintbrush. So we are very much a learning environment. We will teach you everything. It's basically just a matter of going online, going to our website, habitathm.ca, top of the page, clicking on Volunteer Now, and taking a look at the opportunities. And we get you in here, we show you around, give you the tour, show you all the safety stuff. And we get you geared up with safety boots and glasses, and we do a great first day project. We get you on the chop saw, the brad nailer, the sander, the drill. Yeah. First day, even if you've never held a tool, we're giving you the heavy artillery.
So we are here with Reg, one of the volunteers here at the Revive Center. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing here?
Easy woodworking projects. Easy to intermediate, I would say. I call it old man puttering. By trade, I'm a roofer. Been in the construction business all my life, and now that I'm retired, I like to play around with wood, so here I am. It's a great place to volunteer, really good people, just fun work. Nobody gives you a hard time, you don't got to punch a clock, you can basically do as many shifts or as few as you want and have a good time with it.
Why would you recommend this for a beginner or a newbie?
Everybody wants to do a little bit of woodworking, to see what they can make. This is your opportunity to come in here and try it out. I love to practice my own skills here, just to get better with my own skill with wood. Revive is a great place to work simply because you can actually make something with your hands and you can kind of see what happens and what you're capable of.
I know that I'm ready to go. Are you going to help me out here?
Absolutely.
And I got to get geared up first to make sure I'm safe.
You know what? It's probably the best job that I've ever had. You're always kind of looking for a mixture of creativity and hard work and sustainability and working for a charity, giving back. I come in early, stay late. I might single out the ladies here. It's really cool. We have a lot of women who come in of all ages, of all experiences, and I think they feel really comfortable, especially having us here to teach them how to do things. They're like, this is a place where ladies can get their hands dirty and just learn a little bit more about a field that's predominantly occupied by men, so to speak. So that's really nice, but just in general, we have a really good community here. We all love each other a lot. I consider every volunteer here a really good friend of mine. Having volunteers is great. Everything about the place is great.
You just love it so much.
Yeah, I do. I really, really do.
Yeah, so we're always looking for more corporate donors, teams of any size to come in and help out for half day, full day. So if you're interested, definitely get a hold of us, either through habitathm.ca or through our team coordinator, who's Melissa Foley, so M. Foley, F-O-L-E-Y, at habitathm.ca. Happy to help out, happy to book teams. There's a lot of fun, it's a lot of good cheer, and the volunteers are so much fun to work with.
So get out there, okay? So we just came from the Revive Center where all the money from there gets donated to these sites, and we're so excited to see what's happening here.
This is an 18-unit townhouse construction project for Habitat for Humanity here on Queensway in Burlington.
This obviously will have an impact on so many families. How many families are you expecting to move in here when this build is done?
In this particular project, it's going to be 18, and then we have another 4 up just around the Toronto airport. So 20, you're looking at 22 units.
Out of the amount of time that you've been here, what has been your favorite part about seeing people move into these new homes?
What hit me from the onset was actually the kids. I didn't realize that when we were building the Plains Road and they finally came to move into the areas, and a couple of them asked me to come and show them where they lived, and basically the awe and the shock that they had. They couldn't believe that they were moving into places the way they were, and some of the things that they said were a little heartbreaking too, because they would relate some of their experiences and where they're living in currently, let's say right now, and what they're moving in around. It was beyond their dreams.
We're doing all the cleanup after everybody else.
Very fun. And what about you?
Been here since it was pouring the concrete. So,
Yeah.
What has been your favorite experience about being a volunteer here?
Oh, just meeting all the other people, working with all the other volunteers like Jared there. We built up a friendship over the working side by side all day long. You kind of get to be good friends.
You get to be good friends in such close quarters. And why do you volunteer here? Why do you come and use your free time to volunteer at this build?
I'm retired and I need something to do and I enjoy it.
Come on out here and see what you think of it, and it's a good trade. You make good money at it, and
Get your hands dirty.
lots of fun. Yeah, and it's fun. It's quick, and whatever you're doing, and you can learn yourself a trade and make a very good living.
My wife and I walk around the block on Plains Road, and we saw the sign up for a habitat build. So I signed up for the ones on Plains Road, and I liked it so much I've been doing it ever since. So this is my 3rd build actually. Every day you learn something new, and working with people like Don that I've been working with for the past 4 or 5 years as well. So we have our own little group.
Like a family.
It works great. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, my personal view is that affordable housing is the biggest challenge facing municipalities today. We do talk about climate change, but we know what to do, right? We reduce our greenhouse gas emissions on our cars and our buildings. That will solve 90% of greenhouse gas emissions. We know what we need to do. Housing is a little harder. You know, the private sector can't provide it on their own. Government can't provide it on their own. Nonprofits can't provide it on their own. So we have to work all 3 levels together, and that's exactly what you see happening here. And we're thrilled to partner with Habitat. We're thrilled with what they do, and I think this is the way forward in terms of affordable housing for people in our community. So the kitchens have been donated by IKEA, which is awesome. Businesses like Tamarack Lumber, Cumis, L3 Westcam, Inamar Strategies have all come together and sponsored either a team or donated goods or donated funds. So this is truly we call it a triple P partnership, but it's the public, it's the private sector, and it's members of the public that have all come together with the municipality to make this happen. So I'm thrilled to be just able to shout it from the rooftops.
Making the future better for families all over Southern Ontario.